it's fine, they'll never know.
Come on, Parker. Shift's over.
But like, one of the cool parts of this mod is the trash bot not being invulnerable, right? So you don't need to worry about luring him down the conveyor belt, you can just kill him. And I think
honestly, that's a lot better.
it's just quality of life, and to be honest, I think it always should have been a thing where it should have been an option to just... I mean, they offer you a shit ton of ammo in that level. It should have been an option to just
Additional
bullet
security
slung him.
required in mine sector N4.
Oh, for some
Remember
reason.
the weird thing?
Sector N4. Code yellow alert.
That entire sequence works so much better on PS2.
You think? Well, actually, no, yeah, you don't... So, watching my speedrun back, for the PS4, I realized that you didn't need to wait for the line. You could just lure him down to the conveyor belt whenever.
Yeah,
so
that's
weird.
the weird part.
All miners are
And the weird
ordered to
thing
ignore
is,
unauthorized
porting the level from
announcements and
PS2
return
to
their barracks.
PC did not fix the issue.
It's so weird.
I don't know what's causing it.
I mean,
Code red
are we
alert.
calling it an issue if it
Mine
works
N4.
better? Question mark?
Security level 2 response required.
It's a lot less janky on PS2.
Yeah. Alright, let's see if we can do it right this time.
Code red emergency.
Yay.
In mine N4. Security level 2 response required.
That's better. There we go. Alright, force field skip. So yeah, it is basically just like hitting the force field and then save loading, and then the push region just for some reason fires you out the other side.
Remember
Okay,
every
that's pretty
dead
neat.
miner, every injustice, and
Like that.
Code red emergency. In mine N4.
so
Security
weird
level
that
1
broke.
response.
Parker, you don't know me, but my name's Hendrix, and I want to help you.
Also, another quality of life change, which I think is really neat,
I have my
is
own reasons for hating you and wanting to.
this.
I've been watching the riots on security monitors.
Oh, that should have been a thing from the start.
Yeah, I have no idea why that's a death trigger there at all.
Careful, Parker. Ultra's rushing forces in to block the mines and keep
They
the
probably
rebellion
just didn't
from
want people to skip that.
I think it's like, there's an APC there. In theory, you shouldn't be able to drop down there, because it will run you over, but like, let it run me over, don't let it be a death trigger.
Attention,
it's just
all
cheap.
personnel. Mine M4 will be sealed in 5
Rest in
minutes.
peace, good sir.
All personnel are required to evacuate immediately.
Alright, can I get the frame?
Keep going, I
Yes.
gotta go take a piss, because I drank like 3 water bottles over this entire thing.
Yeah, one, I'll keep this stream going. I did not know about the HMG and A quest at all. That is fucking hilarious. I will open it back up later and I'll fire it some bullets. Yeah, whatever. Let's see. Alright. No quality of life changes in barracks. Barracks is a completely perfect level, with no requirement of changes at all.
Hold it, miner!
When I was a kid, the barracks was one of my favorite sections,
Security
even though it's
Mine
short.
Barracks C2.
Do you think it could be expanded
Security
on?
Barracks C2.
Absolutely. There's
Yeah.
a potential there.
You know, the thing that upset me is, like, the whole little side quest for the detention guy, he dies straight away. It just doesn't feel very like you accomplished anything with doing that, you know?
It's absolutely pointless.
Yeah. It's just like an extra thing you can do if you want to do it.
There's a back
That's
route
the
into the
thing
document
about this
ahead.
game.
If it's
There's
not
some parts where it seems like there's other things you can do, but it's all an illusion.
Yeah.
And I think it just boils down to Volition didn't have enough time.
You'll have
Oh
to
yeah,
climb up.
it's most of it is absolutely that, right? Rocket launcher.
Like, we're honestly lucky that the game that we got is as good as it is.
Yeah, there's a lot of cut content there, and it's a shame. Oh. Can I? Thank you. All right, I'll take that extra thing. It's fine. Oh, that was a pretty clean jump up, actually. You come out, you die. That's the rules. Thank you. I'm 3 seconds behind. It's fine. Don't worry about it.
Code red alert.
If my voice sounds
Disturbance in
off,
docking
I'm
bay
having a
2.
lot of
Security
allergy
response
problems.
required.
It's alright. It's summer. It happens.
And I ate way too much. So my stomach is killing me.
The cool thing about this run is that no matter how much time I lose up until about maintenance, I will gain so much time.
Hurry, Parker.
It's so funny.
Miners are at the shuttle.
Intruders in docking
This is
bay
my
2.
favorite section of the
Security
game
to
right
docking
here.
bay 2.
Hendrik, yeah. Hi, Sec. Bye, Sec. Hi, Kermont. Bye, Kermont.
There they
Bye,
go.
Kermont.
If only you'd been faster.
Shut up, Hendrix.
Maybe being slow isn't such a bad thing.
Right? Anti-speedrunner.
You know, so many of Hendrix's cut lines have him being a little more snarky.
All the ones aimed at Griffin are so snarky, and they're all cut.
Maybe being slow isn't such a bad
We
thing.
need to restore those. It gives Hendrix more
That
personality.
explosion blew out
Oh,
the
yeah.
containment door. Before you can enter, you need to activate the
I mean, I
emergency
always
door
liked
from the
Hendrix,
control room.
but he was just kind of the
Once
generic
the docking bay
information guy.
pressurized, the containment door will retract.
I don't know why
Security
they cut
breach
his
in
more snarky
geothermal
lines
plant
because they're
number
funny.
4. Additional units
Yeah, no, I don't
requested.
get it either. I think he's the one with the most cut lines. It's really weird.
Thankfully, that means we have a lot of material to use.
True. A lot of it's in Space Station
And
as well,
AI
we
is
realized.
more convincing.
Like, we realized a lot of the Space Station stuff was actually supposed to be connected. Like, actually, not just a side feature. It was supposed to be part of the actual bubble before you blow up the Space Station. And a lot of Hendrix's cut dialogue is in there as well.
Oh, wow. How was the flow supposed to go?
For some reason, it was to blow up the computers and then open the escape hatch and then blow up the reactor, I think. It's just not obvious at all, right? Oh. Okay, 7
The elevator
seconds.
heads
It's
to
fine.
take you
It's
down
fine.
to level
It's savable.
N17, fairly close to the radioactive base.
What was the cut story arc in the
All
maintenance section?
non-security personnel
I'm not
are
really
required
sure.
to
I think it
return to
was
their barracks for the
something to
duration
do,
of the
again, with
disturbances.
Griffin having a limp, Hendrix saying, I don't trust this guy, the whole, we're making the series for the mercs kind of stuff. I think a lot of stuff was cut there that just isn't really explained very well for no reason other than it just was cut.
I'm really glad that they cut you having to carry Griffin.
Ugh, could you imagine?
That's one thing that I don't want to restore.
Yeah, no slowing Griffin down, please and thank you. He already slows him
It's
down
already
enough.
bad enough.
Yeah.
Link up with them.
The whole point of the speedrun is running away from Griffin. We don't need him catching up to us any
Careful down
any
here, Parker.
slower.
This mine section was
If I'm being
abandoned years
honest,
ago, and
I
is
would be
untested.
okay with having that entire section shortened for revise.
I think what we want to do is we want to make admin feel more believable, so it might just be a consequence that that section gets a little changed. Maybe. I'm not speaking on behalf of
perfectly
Goober,
okay
but I
with
would love to like change up the length of maintenance and admin. Thank you.
I like how the IT wing in Kava actually feels like a real place.
Yeah, it feels connected properly.
Ultor geothermal power plant in this
Admin feels very
Power's knocked
gamey.
out, we can launch a
Yeah.
major attack.
But not gamey in the sense like arcadey, like the Doom sort of. Oh dear, that's uncharacteristic. Oh my god,
Yeah, it just feels.
Jesus.
You can help them take out the power plant. I can send more
It doesn't
miners
feel
up
like
to
a real
join you.
place. It doesn't feel like a
Yeah.
place that could plausibly exist.
I get that.
There's a route past the old rock
Because
crusher
the
that
flow is
should
so
lead you to
weird
the
if you really give it any thought.
Yeah.
And then there's the fact that Hendrix's office is apparently connected to the hallway. How does he get in and out?
I've lost touch with everyone else.
Don't worry about it.
That's what I'm wondering. There's a door in there, so where does it go?
He hacked his way into the room, clearly.
Tell Eos we tried.
Okay, we're about to be way more than 7 seconds behind.
He used the out of bounds glitch to get in and out of his office.
Exactly. It's a feature, bro. I don't know what you're talking about.
All miners report to the nearest guard station.
This is looking
You
pretty
will not
cursed.
be harmed.
Wow. Okay, 15 seconds. You know what? That's doable. That's savable. We got this.
don't dislike geothermal, but I feel like it could be vastly improved.
I think it's one of the best sections in the first half of the game, I'll be honest with you.
Absolutely.
This and Capex, like, lab, I think are the best 2 levels in the whole game.
I'd have to agree.
If we're not too busy
I
out
do
of
feel
bounds,
like
that
the
is.
flow could be improved a little bit to allow for a little bit of geomod or something, but it's honestly fine.
Turbine chambers flooding.
Alright. That should be good, hopefully, hopefully.
It's also nice that the liquid actually raises now.
Operational
Thank
parameters.
you, Dash Faction, for fixing the liquid depth.
That was broken even in PS2, so that's pretty
yeah,
fun.
yeah.
Hold it, miner!
I guess they just never got around to setting it properly. I don't know.
I guess, I mean, because if you think about it, no part of the game really relied on it.
Yeah.
Additional security needed. Geothermal plant.
Like, it's nice visually,
Fun
but there was
fact
no
of this
set piece that
revise.
actually needed
Plant
its
number
function.
4. Apprehend or neutralize.
You actually have to blow up the thumbs.
Whereas Kala
Immediate
needs it to
technician
function
required.
properly in the
Turbines
sewers.
overloaded.
Yeah.
Shut down all systems immediately.
Don't you see that button? You have to go to the other control panel and find the over ready.
There's actually some NPC features in the editor that I wish would have been finished.
Like what? I don't know them off the top
Damn,
of my
I
head,
have to
right?
firefight again.
Anomalous event imminent.
I'm about to fire him up.
Geothermal
I haven't been in
plant
red in a
stabilized.
long time.
Containment shields in place.
When are you going back into red? Make some levels, my guy.
Before I die.
Good statement. 10 out of 10 agree with this statement.
Let me see, where...
Oh wow, am I that far behind? Oh Jesus Christ, that's bad.
I'm just gonna spawn a guard. Which... Okay, yeah. So... Let me see.
I love that skip strategy. Not really a skip. I love the strategy. Fast firing rockets.
Team ID.
I don't know if
Underwater labs
Team
somewhere
ID
down there.
matters,
Get inside, I've got a job for
because
you.
you can set the relationship to the player, right? Or you can set the relationship to the team it's
You can
on
set,
and the other side of
let
it,
me
right?
see. You can set... unfriendly, neutral, friendly, or outcast. But the team ID feature, I believe, was supposed to be for infighting between NPCs.
Oh, like
So
the
you can
mutants
set them
and
on
the guards
specific
and the
teams.
mercs. Well, that would be for the mercs and the guards,
Exactly.
right? Yeah. I think.
That would allow the mercs and guards to properly fight each other while still being hostile to the player.
Yeah,
Don't
that,
hurt
that makes more sense now.
Please.
Watch the flanks!
Also, the friendliness settings are a
There's a
little
miner
weird.
waiting for you by the stairs to
Hold on.
admin. Put on
I
the
got a very good quality of life update for you right here, bud. I think you know what it is. I don't think you can guess as to what the quality of life update is here.
Let me take a guess. You don't have to wait for that guy to finish talking.
Behind the stairs.
No hot dog, hot diggity dog this
Oh,
time.
Careful.
holy shit!
All Orions have been skipped in this run.
And don't get too close to me.
Okay, yeah, that's
Breach
great.
administration. Additional
Tech
units
monitors might
requested.
recognize you.
We are finally free of that problem.
When I was a
RF
kid-
speed.
When I was a kid, I tried so hard to figure out how to skip that.
Wow.
Sound alarm!
Casual load work.
Security breach in administration. Additional units requested.
That sound never gets old. Which, as you know, means I have rockets, right?
You have Griffin yet? I'm sending
Wow.
someone to meet you
Hello.
at
Oh.
the Griffin down
Security
here.
breach
Hello.
in administration.
Alright,
Additional
I'm back
units
for a
requested.
little bit, but I'm going to bed soon.
You're
But
here.
hi.
You're here for the best part,
Additional
maintenance.
units requested.
Hello.
Oh, cool. I was kind of barely paying attention to your stream.
No.
Wait, you can...
We're discussing the cut content.
You've got the gun.
Oh,
having the AR here is so much better.
Oh yeah.
What was
And-
what was the cut story arc in the maintenance section?
Oh, yeah, I might have misspoke by calling it a story arc. I don't know that the arc is the right, like, it's just more fleshed out of the existing story. Like, well, okay, by story arc, I was really referring to the whole thing about the Azir being built for the Mercs, which it's something that's not mentioned otherwise, but it's also not relevant. It's just a bit of world building that I think makes sense to restore.
I agree.
There's also some other lines there about, like, Hendrix was kind of a little, like, iffy on Griffin, whereas, like, in the
Those were
released
funny.
game, yeah, like, in the released game, you kind of get the impression that Griffin is just kind of, like, really dorky guy whose heart is in the right place. He's a dork. But in the
literally
cut,
all the content,
like, it's
becomes
really
illegal.
obvious. Yeah, but in the cut lines, like, it's really obvious that Hendrix, being the guy who's, like, been looking at Ultor security systems for years and researching people, like, he's really uncertain on this guy's motivations. And that's an interesting piece that isn't really expanded upon.
The launch bay is just down this elevator.
Because, like, when you think about it, like, Griffin's whole thing, it's a bit far-fetched. Like, in the story, like, this guy is this, like, big executive guy on Earth, takes a really lucrative job on Mars. That part's believable. Gets there and suddenly has a crisis of conscience and wants to join a revolution. Like, it just... It
Yeah,
feels
these
a
miners
little-
know.
Yes! Yes! He
Yeah.
died! I got him dead! Yes! The speedrun is a go! I
But
killed
yeah,
the
just
weasel!
like it feels a little odd, and so I think Hendrix having reservations, and even Parker having reservations, although Parker's a bit of an adult. Hendrix having reservations about this guy and being a bit
Tells you more than
paranoid
you need to
about
know,
it
right?
is fair.
It makes sense.
So, yeah, I mean, EO was she like interrogated him.
This is the
And
best.
if you go off the bio for Griffin, it comes off more like he's wanting to snitch just for his own well-being.
Hey, Duke.
Yeah, it's a
That
self-preservation.
doesn't come across in the game.
Pay attention here, Duke. This is starting to get fun.
Yeah, but that doesn't come across in the game.
No, not at all.
Oh man, I gotta finish up some of the models I was making. I never
Ah,
finished
no,
those.
no.
Oh yeah, that'd be really
Ah!
cool. Oh, also, just FYI, we are live on Twitch, so your voice is going on Twitch. Just FYI.
Oh,
It's fine.
hi Twitch.
That's an alto.
No, someone new joined the channel, so I just wanted to make sure they were aware. Yeah.
I have allergies, so my voice is not its usual self, and that's
Alright,
okay.
we are 17 seconds behind. Let's see what that's done
You're
to the
not far
scores.
from Ultra Science and Med-
32 seconds ahead. There we go.
Somewhere above the
I can't get over how much better Twitch looks than the Discord stream right now.
My apologies. I tried to
Oh,
fix
no,
it with like
okay.
changing bitrate and things, but it didn't seem to do much.
Oh.
more than we ever wanted to know about the play. You have to grab K-Pick. He's the key to the whole thing.
This is
Yeah, I really want to like recreate like, all the weapons, like as like realistic as possible. I guess, like you know, with like the anatomy.
That would be really, really, really cool. Unfortunately, you are still gonna have to deal with the the limits of the model format, which is kind of unfortunate. But there's a lot of room to do stuff within those limits. So.
Security breach in science lab. Additional units.
I probably won't like put them in red faction or anything, but it's
Studying the lab security system.
I think it'd be cool, like just to get like a cool like screenshot of it or something like that, or I could make down a low poly.
Should have a pass copy. His office is
Where
Yeah,
was the cut
I could
level
just
at
do that.
again?
Just make a low poly.
spaceport.
That would make sense. Yeah. No. The cut chapter is L16, which is between Ancient Riverbed and Space Station. So
Yeah, we
I'm-
basically believe it's a spaceport.
Anyone,
Yeah.
anyone have any inkling what that could have been?
Spaceport.
Yeah, I'm pretty convinced that it was Spaceport, and I'm basing that on like There's a lot of talking that Hendrix does about like the spaceport, the shuttle, space station, that kind of stuff. There's a bunch of signs in Ancient Riverbed saying like spaceport ahead and all that kind of stuff. But you get to the end and it's just like a hallway, a conveyor belt, and then you're on the ship. So I'm pretty sure that that is a
Pretty lame
ridiculously... Yeah, I think that's a really, really, really cut down version of what it was supposed to be. So I'm envisioning an outdoor compound, something like, not the same, but something like the storage depot in Kava, where you attack with Angus, like that type of like outdoor area with yeah, that's the type of thing that I'm envisioning. I don't know exactly what it's gonna look like yet.
All right.
I'm gonna base it on some of the like beta shots that
Nice.
Volition published.
Oh, so you're gonna restore it?
If you can. If you can.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know if restore is necessarily the correct word because like that level was never built. Volition just has some concept art showing outdoor areas that didn't show up in the final game. So.
All right, Juke. This is another one for you. You know how much we hate killing robots to open buttons?
Yeah, there you go.
Worry not, dear friends, for killing robots to open gates has now been eradicated. But I am still not taking damage. Not at all.
That
Oh,
honestly,
that is so cheaty. I love that.
that is honestly up there in the campaign on the list of things that don't make any sense.
Yeah.
Like, how can you logically contend with this button in front of you that opens a gate in a cave? You cannot physically press the button that is in front of you until you blow up these three flying robots. Like, it makes no logical sense whatsoever.
I tell you, it is the most refined security system I've ever seen.
Yeah. Somehow the robots
I'm
are
personally glad
linked.
that you guys...
Hmm?
Please tell me that some of the QLL stuff is gonna be put in revised.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
I think
I'm gonna...
well, I said at the start, I think not everything, because some of it was done specifically with the speedrun,
Yeah.
but a lot of the quality of life things.
Yeah, because
The vast majority of things that were
Yeah,
done
'cause I know
for
this-
Speed Edition.
Speed
Yeah.
focused, but a lot of it would just be nice.
Yeah, well, and that's... not all of it was speedrun focused either. Like, I did just fix, like, some stuff I've noticed. I actually snuck in a very slight world-building element that I don't think anyone ever noticed.
I did.
But
'cause
in
I had to
the,
find it.
No, I don't think you did. I never pointed this out to you.
Aw,
But,
what?
in the area where you get into the Azir with Griffin, there's a door in that facility that is hidden in the original level file, and it's also not finished. I unhid that and built a door frame for it to like build it into that area.
Oh.
So yeah, it not that it's anything specific, but I just it's a texture that was cut from the release game. I restored from the PS2 demo, and it was applied to a door there that was hidden, so I just shoved it there. But yeah, Revised is going to build on Speed Edition. I can't think of anything in Speed Edition, to be honest,
That wouldn't make
that wouldn't just be good.
Did you include the patch for MedLabs?
Oh,
Yeah, I think
use
so.
On the suit.
Yeah, I don't think that, like, I think that that's just a good thing. Because in the stock version, like, there's a decent chance that you won't want to go into stealth.
Alright.
And if you just go to that room, you have no choice. You just walk up to it, and then you lose all your weapons, and you're screwed. So it's just kind of lame.
Ooh.
Now, what I might do...
This game handles stealth in general is kind of lame.
Oh, it is, and that's why it should be optional. But, yeah, what I might do is turn the doctor's uniform into a button, though, so that, like, when you're next to it, you see that, like, little green square outline that you see on buttons.
I would like
Just
that.
to make it a bit more obvious. But, yeah.
just gonna run around again. I don't really care about this skip right now.
Are you gonna handle admin specifically?
Admin's gonna get big rework, I think.
I don't know yet.
Oh, okay. I'll shut up.
Don't hurt
Well,
me.
no, I mean,
Please.
like rework is probably accurate, but I don't know exactly what that's gonna look
yeah,
like yet. It does feel kind of crap. Like there's no denying that. There's definitely some room for it to make more sense.
I just want the extra rockets
But
for that.
specifically what that's gonna look like, I don't know yet.
The real question here:
No.
how does Hendrix get in and out of his office?
I think the better question you
There's
should be
nothing
asking.
connecting him to the hallway.
This is the better question you should be asking, right? How does Hendrix, with no door in his office, get to Merc Center?
That's a very good question. Listen, at least
He uses the out of bounds glitch.
at least it's not a situation like when you leave admin, you blew it up, like Capex Lab. Like if Hendrix was in Capex Lab and just like miraculously got to Merc Center, I'd call bullshit because Capex Lab explodes when you leave. So at least admin didn't explode when you left, so Hendrix could have technically survived. But yeah, I have no idea how he got from there to the Merc Center.
Personnel have 60 seconds to
Parker,
evacuate.
don't question why I'm here. I'm here because the plot me to be here.
Ah, yes. Well, the plot has to happen, therefore, you know.
45 seconds to self-destruct.
Yikes.
Now hurry, Parker. The Red Faction needed to do something that they could do by
EOS was
themselves.
planning to bring a computer
This
disk
is
to
true.
Alto's communications center. EOS had contacts in the Earth Defense Force. She thought
Another
they
one
sent a
bites the
rescue
dust.
if we put out a distress call.
Boing. As toughest skip in the game, and my
Hot
muscle
dog.
memory is all shot to shit with it. So this could be bad.
You know, that Jeep ride is so fucking buggy on PC.
Oh yeah.
Is it better on PlayStation?
There are several times
Probably would
where the
be.
NPC just stops driving properly and I get stuck right here.
He does a little bit of a swivel sometimes, doesn't he?
Yes, and then I either have to constantly reload a quick save, or I just get frustrated, jump out of the car, and walk there myself.
On easy, that's not a problem.
I don't understand why the in the trash disposal pit center. I don't understand why that thing is so janky on PC.
I'm expecting that it's tied to frame rate.
I'm expecting that Volition are just saying fuck you.
Not surprising.
Like, I would be surprised if you were to run that section at 30 FPS, like PlayStation, if there were really any problems. Outside of the fact that running at 30 FPS is hell.
I can test that.
You can, but, like, subjecting yourself to 30 FPS willingly is kind of, yeah.
I'm used to the pain.
Please stop.
Trust me.
Please stop.
Come on, you
Not
got
that I
this.
enjoy playing at that frame rate, but I can.
Jesus Christ.
Yeah, that was a little rough at there, but not that bad.
Nearly. Well, 15 seconds is 15 seconds, I suppose.
Yeah.
12, I should say. Jesus. I have the potential to save about 50 seconds with that Azir in Trashbot thing. That's what I've worked out.
Are you recording this, by the way?
It's on the stream.
Oh, right, okay.
I'll just ask Echo to pull the log for the non-bar speed category.
Yeah.
I want a precision rifle.
You
Thank you.
can get one now in a second.
Yep.
Oh, there we go. I'm watching the Twitch stream again. Okay, yep. You have one.
Parker, there are mercenaries in the comm center.
That was a rough
Pushed
tunnel.
away.
That was a real rough,
Taking over
a
from the
rough
security.
canyon tunnel.
Are you doing comm center, Skip?
That's inbounds.
Alright, oops.
If I was to do an 90% run, guaranteed I would do that. I got you on that one.
Yeah.
Genuine question.
Die, scum!
At what point do you think
Okay.
the game's fun factor kind of drops off completely?
Now. Now. Right now.
Please, leave me alone.
This whole section, right now.
I don't know. See, I think Inkar's view, especially, but even mine to an extent, is a little skewed by the fact that we're used to speedruns in this section.
It's not even
I think-
that. Like,
I think.
No,
I'm sorry. I think, in my mind, two of the biggest three actually of the biggest fun factor detractors that are coming up here are the pacing in Tramway in speedruns is really weird and
Tedious,
slow.
yeah.
There's a lot of dead time. Ancient Riverbed is the most boring section in the game in speedruns. And Space Station is also boring, not because there's nothing to do, but because you do it all so quickly and you skip most of the content. Which is great for a speedrun, but I don't know, it's just kind of boring. But
No.
when you... Sorry, just one last thing.
Yeah, you're good.
When you take the speedrun part out of it, I actually think Tramway is kind of exciting. The pacing could be better. There could be more going on. Like, in a casual run, I think it's actually kind of exciting. Ancient Riverbed, same thing. If you take the APC and you're battling with the mercs, like, through the whole thing, it's actually kind of exciting. It's just like a long, like, combat section. It's kind of cool.
Yeah.
Parker, EO's here.
But in a speedrun, it's boring as hell.
For me, what I wanted to say is it's a lot of... From the end of Inner Sanctum right to the end, it is long corridor shooting, small do this puzzle, long corridor shooting, small do this puzzle, long corridor shooting, small do this puzzle, and that goes all the way up to Masako, and the whole pacing of the second half just falls off the face of the earth for me. But Goober's right. I'm jaded because as a speedrunner, I want to go fast, and this whole sequence is designed to make you really take it one step at a time.
Yeah, but also consider that outside of Crash Site, and I'd even argue even in Crash Site because it's useless, there is no geomod in the game from the end
Canyon
of Grand
onwards.
Canyon to the end of the game.
I mean,
Not that there has
probably
to
is
be
Riverbed,
geo in
but
every...
there's fuck all to do there as well.
No, but that's the thing. Like, there is in Riverbed, but it doesn't serve a purpose.
Yeah.
Like, it's
just hit rock,
like,
have fun,
yeah,
roll.
you can... Yeah, like, you can blow up a wall, and then there's a crater, and then, okay, but there's nothing on the other side of it. Like, it's just a hole in a wall. Okay, cool. But, like, there's no meaningful use of the tech after that. Not that there has to be, necessarily, in every map, but, like, a big sell of this game was the destruction tech. And I'm not saying, you know, they marketed something and I want them to deliver. That's not the perspective I'm saying it from. I'm saying, like, that is legitimately one of the most fun things in this game, is blowing stuff up. And it should be. Like, that's the whole point of it. That's why it exists. And you don't really do any of that in the second half of the game. The mercs are less interesting enemies than the guards, and the second part of the game, like after Grand Canyon, is basically just shooting mercs and pressing buttons. And following along with a kind of convoluted story.
I did realize something that wasn't possible.
It turns into a corridor shooter. I'm just gonna be honest.
10 seconds until missile launch.
I noticed something the other day when I was trying this. I tried to do Hallmark's get out of the tram and get health skip or strategy. Then I realized, oh shit, I need to be on the tram.
Yeah. Also, heads up, in the tram, in RF Speed specifically, you should be jamming your face up against the tram. Because that triggers based on player proximity.
Shit, you're right. I need to hit the trigger with the front of the tram. You're right.
Yes. You can be anywhere on the tram and you will hit the trigger. I made sure of that.
But the further forward you are, the quicker
faster.
you hit the trigger. Yeah.
Exactly.
I didn't think about that. Oh. Is there still a delay on it? Like a half a second delay on the trigger itself, or
there is, because you have to wait for the screen to
Did you use the same trigger and just break it from the tram sequence?
I used the same event sequence.
Okay.
The same blackout player and load the next level sequence.
Yeah, okay.
All I changed was I made it so that that sequence is triggered by the player being in that area rather than that sequence is triggered by the tram reaching the end of the tunnel.
Why did I gold trams? Oh, that's right. I got shot by a railguard last time.
Yeah, that's better.
But yeah, like, I don't know if there will ever be a way to get the Azir to the end of that level. But if there is, that is what it's for. It's basically what it's for.
Well, not entirely. There's also, and like I tried in RFSpeed to make sure that the changes made sense to some extent. And in that one specifically, I mean, the default behavior to wait for the tram to reach the end and then the level sequence happens, if you're like paying attention when the tram reaches the end, while the blackout is happening, the tram is staying perfectly still at the end of the match. It just looks stupid.
Yeah.
So I made it now so that the blackout starts while the player is still in the moving tram.
Yeah.
Which makes sense. You know, tram blacks out, crashes, you wake up. You know, you probably should be a bit more maimed than you are, but, you know, whatever, it's a video game. But at least it like, the tram, quote-unquote, crashed, but it stays still at the end of the tunnel for a second.
Yeah, that just always looked stupid.
Yeah, it does. It looks really wonky. You're not going to notice it unless you're looking for it, which I guess is why they were fine with it. But it does look wonky when you know what to look for.
I think for me...
This is the section, by the way, sorry not to cut you off, but this is the section here where this is where L16 would have been, because you just went from L15.
That level.
This is the cargo loading system.
I think so. You just went from 15. This is the first level. Actually, no, sorry. This is the last level of 15. The space station first level is first level of 17. So right here is where 16 should have been.
So this is like a super cut down version of what was supposed to be.
Basically.
I don't know that for a fact, but I feel
It
very
seems
strongly that that's the case, yeah. And I'm going to run with that concept because I think that there's a great opportunity here for some
extra level,
some exposition, some interesting combat, a bit more of a gradual introduction to some of the heavier weapons that the mercs have. Yeah, I don't know. I think that there's an opportunity here for some world building.
I would genuinely hold the rail back until crash site, if I'm completely honest with you.
Plus, so the mercs have been here for several months, so it's not that far-fetched that you'd find some other weapons lying around.
Yeah, you can probably find them, but would they be using them when you find them?
And also, we're just kind of conveniently ignoring the fact that using a rail driver on a space station
probably not the greatest
would
idea in the world.
Probably cause you all to die.
Yeah. But we don't fucking care about that.
But I think that's a video game logic moment.
The plot
You
needs
may
to
have just
happen.
given me a meme idea.
Fire a railgun in space station, level explodes.
Instant level over. Fired a railgun at space station, blew up. Get to escape on.
Also, hey Grant.
Hello.
Reactor overload in 45 seconds.
Space Station's pretty cool on the whole, though. Like, honestly, I think that Space Station is,
this is the redeeming factor of the second half.
Yeah, where, at least visually, this is very well polished. The sequencing
visually
and...
it's gorgeous.
Yeah, the sequencing and the way that the events and logic and stuff are done is really wonky, and I'm pretty sure they ran out of time. But visually, it's beautiful. I'm not sure if...
This is
Sorry,
this is one of my favorite parts of the game visually.
Yeah, for sure. I'm not sure if Anthos already told you, but the when I was looking through stuff for RFSpeed, like, yeah, I am now extremely certain that either they ran out of time or they just like weren't happy with the way that it worked, because there is a almost finished logic section in the space station that would involve you like having to go up and blow up the computers and that kind of stuff before you go to the reactor, and that sort of stuff. I'm pretty sure that that was the way that it was supposed to work. And the reason why I don't think, as Indarth was saying, you know, maybe that was an optional thing, which, okay, cool.
Yeah, I thought
the reason why I don't think that is, one, all the goals are set up such that, you know, I would have expected the sequencing to work that way. They're just not active. But two, and most importantly, there's a lot of really important story told to the player by Hendrix while you're blowing up those computers in the space station that you just totally miss if you don't do that. Like, there's a whole thing about how Masako, like, went to the Red Faction base and just started slaughtering everyone, even though she didn't have to. She just wanted to do it out of spite. And, like, he loses touch with Eos. Yeah, and, like, he loses touch with Eos, and, like, you're led to believe that she's captured, which is why she's captured next to the bomb at the end of the game. Like, there's a whole bunch of story there that's just
also,
not...
meet Mercs,
it just doesn't
meet Crash Site, ladies and gentlemen.
Yeah, you have to kill those Mercs though to spawn the other ones.
I'm not killing them, I'm speedrunning. Fuck them.
Yeah.
They don't need to be killed.
But, I'll stop talking. But yeah.
Oh, we're almost there. Don't worry about it.
Transports.
Yeah, that's a large chunk of story content that you can just skip.
Yeah. And I think what I was saying to Duke before is, like, the cut lines are mostly Hendrix lines that are exposition, right?
They are.
Lucky.
There could be a whole lot of reasons for that, but...
Oof, time for a can crack.
Yeah.
Oof.
My gut's telling me that they tested some of it with their QA team, and the QA team found, like, a bunch of stuff that Hendrix was saying confusing because there was a lot of fluff. And so they just made it really streamlined. Again, like, they were marketing this game for the lowest common denominator.
I think...
Marketing this game for 8-year-olds who just wanted to shoot enemies and didn't care about stories, so they needed to make sure that what you needed to do was clear and remove all the fluff.
I think part of that is the fact that the ordering of the sequence of events is pretty unclear because of the space station flow, and that's why I said, can we maybe change it up so that the space station has a better, clear flow? That's the only thing I would want to change. Like, the level design itself, the up-down, ups and daisies.
Yeah.
That level killed my run last time.
Because the level scripting, the dialogue for Hendrix implied there is a specific order it wants you to do things in, but it's really unclear when you think about it.
It is. And honestly, it boils down to, like, the player may know that you need to destroy the reactor, but, like, the character doesn't know that. Parker doesn't go to the space station to destroy the reactor. Parker goes to the space station to destroy the laser satellite network. Your first attempt at doing that is blowing up the computers. Then Hendrix tells you, okay, that worked, but apparently blowing up the computers didn't actually permanently disable it, so you gotta nuke the space station instead. Now, how blowing up a bunch of computers didn't disable those computers is beyond me. But anyway, that's the logic. That, like, you only have to blow up the reactor after you realize, or Hendrix tells you, that just destroying the computers is not enough, which is what you're there to do. So, yeah. Anyway.
And then, Masako is very underpaid.
Oh, very much so. Like,
She's just kind of thrown in at the end.
Yeah, Masako's purpose in this story is big mean boss at the end of the game. That's about, like, the depth of her character is I need to clean up and blow stuff up. Yeah.
And again,
this moment with Hendrix, that could have genuinely been something kind of sad.
Evacuation.
It could have been, but you just don't care. You don't have to play Hendrix.
That's the sad part. I mean, I kind of did when I was a kid, but that's besides the point.
I don't think that most players do, and I think that that's honestly.
You don't really get to know Hendrix as a person at all.
No, Hendrix is dude barking orders at you.
Yeah, he just gives you information.
Jesus
Yeah,
Christ.
actually no. Eos is barking orders. Hendrix is giving her. Yeah.
But that's all he does, is the generic information.
Yep. He's basically a computer. he's a lookup system.
Yeah. And what's sad is that a lot of his cut lines actually have him being somewhat snarky.
Yeah, I can say that. It gives him a bit of personality.
I like it, personally. I want to restore as many of his lines as we can that actually fit.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, there are probably some that
He doesn't have enough.
there are probably some that are just irrelevant, but like, yeah, things that fit and can be put in really should be.
Yeah, because he just doesn't have enough lines, in my opinion.
Yeah, I could definitely agree with that. Well, I mean, I don't think the amount is necessarily the opposite
Is your
thing.
friend.
It's just he doesn't have very many substantive lines. And yeah, I mean,
It's all exposition.
yeah, maybe a bit of stuff with Uberduck could be a thing, but like, I genuinely hate the sound of like obvious AI generated voices. So,
Have you tried
like,
Elven Labs?
I have not.
Can you stop moving?
It has really good quality, actually. Hold on.
Jesus.
Are you going for the Eos kill?
Parker, don't just miss out.
Yes! Okay. Alright, time for RNG. Ooh, that was pretty good.
What?
Oh, wow.
Down.
Nice!
Aw.
Fuck!
That was a great bomb.